My roommate and I were best friends, inseparable, lived together for a year and a half. Our plans were to drive to Lake Havasu and go out to a club. We left the club about 11 o'clock in the evening and decided to walk down the street to another bar, and they were doing karaoke. So we were singing karaoke, having a great time. We were dropped off at our car in the parking lot. The parking lot was fairly big, and there was not very many cars there. I was standing outside the car, waiting for my friend to unlock the door from the inside, and I happened to glance over, and about 20 feet away from me, I noticed a man walking our direction. But there were other vehicles in the lot, so I assumed that he was going to his car. So I turned my head back to the car and opened the door, and right when I opened the door, this person had grabbed me around the neck and put a gun to my head and said, "You do anything stupid, I'm gonna blow your head off." He shoved me in the front seat and he forced himself into the back seat. He told my friend to drive exactly where he tells her to drive, not do anything stupid, do not make any harsh turns, do not do anything erratic, or he will pull the trigger and he will kill me. So with absolute terror and fear within myself and her as well, I'm sure, she began to drive. At that moment, he had taken the gun off of my head and had told me to remove all my clothing. We kept driving. My friend still faced forward while I was removing my clothes. And at that moment is when he began to sexually assault me with his gun. He had an evil grin on his face, and he looked at me and said, "What would you do if I pulled this trigger?" I sat there shaking, scared to death, not knowing if he was going to pull the trigger or not. But I had no choice. I was numb and waited till he was finished with his game. He took the gun away from me. He sat back in his seat, and he had told my friend to pull the car over. He had me get out the passenger side, outside the vehicle, to go around the front of the vehicle to the driver's side. And she was to switch over from the driver's side into the passenger side and proceed to take her clothes off. So when I got out and went slowly in front of the vehicle, and I'm shaking to death, I stood outside the driver's side door trying to get in, but the door was locked. And the gunman was in the back seat, and he was shuffling, trying to unlock the door with his hand while I was pulling on the handle trying to get in. And that's right when I had 3 seconds to think, am I gonna stay here and who knows what's gonna happen, or I'm gonna run? I heard the gunshot, and I just instantly started crying because I thought that he had just shot my friend. I kept running so fast, and all of a sudden, my right foot had hit really hard into what felt like a cement barrier, and I fell over it right onto my face. But I got up after 2 seconds, and I kept running. The first house that I came to, it was exhilarating. It was such a rush of relief that I felt. I hurried over to the sliding glass door, which is by the pool area, and I started banging on the sliding glass door with all my force and all my might, and I was screaming, "Please help me, please help me. We've been kidnapped." And the sliding glass door came open probably about 3 inches, enough to get a hand through. And it was at that very second that the hand that reached through was holding the handgun pointed right in my face and just begged for my life. Please don't shoot. Please don't shoot. I need help. My friend's been kidnapped. Please don't shoot. And I dropped onto my knees and just cried. And that's when a gentleman that was at the door, an older man, opened up the door and saw me naked and bleeding. And he called out to his wife, "Please call 911 and hurry." And he picked me up and held me in his arms and just said, "You're gonna be okay." I collapsed in his arms, so grateful and so relieved. And I knew at that moment I was gonna be okay. Police were on scene within 5 minutes of the phone call. And I was transported into an ambulance. I wasn't questioned about anything right away because I needed medical attention. I had big pieces of rock, big chunks of rock removed from my knee. My right foot was broken. The toe was shoved back into the middle of my foot. And I had to get stitches in my chin. The police had come in and questioned me. I gave them the best description of the car that I could. And they sent out a team to our location and did a search in the area for a vehicle and for my friend. And what seemed like hours went by. One of the policemen came in and said, "We found your friend, and she's okay, and she's being transported to the hospital." And it was the best feeling to be able to hold her and to know that she was okay. And I kept apologizing, saying, "I'm so sorry I left you, I'm so sorry I left you." And she had told me not to be sorry. I survived because I'm a fighter. I was 19. I had a life to live. I had a future of having children to love. I had a husband to adore, and I had friends and family to laugh with still. My whole life ahead of me. I came into this world swinging, and I'll leave this world swinging. And no one's ever gonna take my life from me.